Was good, 99 Dream family? We back at it, episode 74 of the 99 Dream Journey. My name is Julian Taliaferro, and y'all know we coming again with another weekly business update, lessons for the week, and topic for the day, which is what is quality? So for this episode, I'm going to jump in there with the quote of this week, and it goes, "Some will, some won't, who cares? Move on." This is a quote from the Airbnb founder. I heard it when I was listening to a podcast, and it's basically about like customer acquisition. And a lot of people will say no, some people will say yes, and at the end of the day, who cares? Move on to the next. If they say no, go to the next person. If they say no again, go to the next person again. And sooner or later, you'll find somebody who says yes. So again, the quote goes, "Some will, some won't. Who cares? Move on." And again, it was the Airbnb founder. So now I can get to my business update. So we're moving forward. We're getting close to the end of the incubator. The end is March 6th. That's when we have our showcase day. So we're trying to get prepared for that. And the biggest thing that my mind is on is how can we get our first customer at showcase day, or at least have showcase day line that up for us. So, what do we need to have in place in order for us to onboard our first customer? Initially I was hoping that we could have a prototype and everything lined up, but honestly, it really might just be a manual process to onboard that first person. And whether that means pen or pencil for us, then that is what that means. If that means I'm doing the delivery, or if I'm servicing that product, then that means that's what it is. So again, we've been working on a lot of things throughout the business. We've been sending out surveys and trying to gain information to get a better insight of the business we're building. And we're just continuing to move forward. And I also want to give a highlight of the last session last weekend, and that was on marketing and sales of our incubator session. And this was ran by Nick Honegger. And it was a great session on marketing and sales. And I'm going to go through what he kind of talked about and just give a recap like I've did of the past sessions. So in marketing and sales, there's a process that a prospective consumer goes through when it comes to your product, from awareness all the way to sale, and then to renewal and repurchase. So the steps are: first, awareness. The second is interest. The third is evaluation. The fourth is negotiation and decision. The fifth is sale. And then the sixth is renewal/repurchase. So in that first awareness stage, this is when people don't know about your product or service and they get their first inkling of what it is. So it might just be you driving on a road and you see a random ad. That's your first awareness of this company or whatever that company is selling. The next phase is interest. And this is when they know what it is, but now they're a little bit intrigued of, okay, let me find a little bit more information of what this company does. Okay, let me go to their website. Let me see what they offer. And they want to dive deeper into that sales funnel that you have set up. And the best way to spend ad money in this portion is through remarketing. The third stage is evaluation. And this is the longest stage for a prospective customer to turn into a real customer. And this is because this is when they're evaluating your product or service. Do they really want to go forth with it? And this is the toughest part because this is basically that conversion stage. The fourth is negotiation and decision. And this is when they're looking at the price and they kind of made up their mind that they want the product, but now they're asking themselves, okay, is it at the price that I want? Is this service offer everything that I need? So at this stage, what Nick said is what's beneficial for us as founders or people who are building the business is we should have a list of all the reasons why people should say no, and then have answers to that, scripted answers or our perfect answers that we would relay to somebody who has questions. And then additionally, in this negotiation decision phase, it's great if you put out ads for pre-awareness before let's say a spike season. So if you know Black Friday is coming up, you're going to want to send out ads in September and August so people already get an idea of, what your pricing may be, right? So when they get through evaluation, it's easy to get through negotiation and decision phase. The sale phase, that speaks for itself. That's when you make the sale, but it's not over at that point. Then it goes to renewal and repurchase. And this is critical because some people may buy something for one time, but how do you keep them coming back again and again and again? So throughout of this 6-step process, he was given sales tactics and marketing tactics on, how to build that best sales funnel. So that's the recap of that last session of marketing and sales. And that's my business update. And now I can go into my lessons of the week. So I have 2 for this episode. My first lesson is that tomorrow's gonna come. So this is because a lot of times I'm at my 9 to 5 and I'm just waiting for the day to be over. I just can't wait for it to be over, or I'm already ready for Friday to be here. And a lot of times, that's not the right mindset to have, because at the end of the day, like my lesson says, tomorrow's going to come. So I just have to appreciate today for what it is. If it's a Monday and I have the Monday blues, then I just have to appreciate that, right? And just be in the moment, because it's going to go by in a flash, and then it's going to be Tuesday, and then that's going to go by in a flash, and it's going to be the next week, right? So just appreciate the moment. My second lesson is something that I know, but it's always good to remind myself, and it's just that even on my worst day, I'm blessed. Even when things look or they feel horrible, I am blessed. So I can't ever forget that, and it's just a good lesson to always remember and reiterate. So with my lessons of the week out the way, I can now get into my topic, which is what is quality. So honestly, I've been thinking a lot about this episode series and what does it mean for this to be quality? Like how can I make each episode that I put out have a sense of that? What do I have to change? Do I need to change format? Is it the information I present? Do I just need to spend more time putting more thought into each episode? And then I already know that I need to improve as a communicator and as a speaker. But, what would that look like for this episode series, right? What does that look like for this episode that I'm in now? And I started off this series for a lot of reasons, but my top 2 reasons were to add value, and then secondly was for a historical record. So naturally, as I post each week, I'm creating a record log, but I'm still trying to figure out on how do I add value. What would an episode of value, of quality look like for this series? So it's just something that's been on my mind for a while that I've been contemplating, and something I'm still trying to figure out. But then taking a step back, when we look at everything, when we look at any end product, it's all based on quality, and it all depends on quality. How well you speak, that depends on the quality of your conversations. How much knowledge you gain, that's based off of the quality of information. How strong you get, if you're in the gym and you're trying to get stronger, that's based off of the quality of your workout. So quality is the baseline, and I've been trying to be more intentional of surrounding myself with quality, and what are the things I can control that will pour into me. So this can be simple things like filtering the conversations I have, or making sure I talk about topics that are intriguing or is going to make me think. Maybe it's about filtering the videos I watch or the topics I listen to, because whatever I'm listening to or looking at or talking about, these things are top of mind. So the things up top of mind, they should be substance, right? So I should be trying to surround myself with substance. And then if I see somebody who, for example, has a masterful control of their speech, it will behoove me to go and study them, right? Study, the quality that they have, so I can make that an attribute of mine. That's my topic. What is quality? because I'm thinking about it in all areas. If it's this episode series, if it's my life, right? If it's entrepreneurship, and that's it that I have for this episode. Now my next steps are just continued work on the startup, and for me and my co-founder to continue to prep for our incubator showcase coming up in a couple weeks. We're on the countdown, and all right, let's get it, y'all. Going to achieve y'all 99 dream, and it's 99 dream because you are going to achieve your dream, and it will be 100%. But nobody, nothing is perfect, so you're gonna achieve 99% of that, and let's go and let's get it.